Hello everyone, this is Mustafa Adam here. Today we're going to continue on our lab, which is section 2, lab 2, part B, which is part B, and we will go continue on our lab. So, starting in this lab, we're going to configure HA. Um, our deployment is here. This is our deployment. So, we'll start here by EV2 and EV3. So we're going to configure this. We're going to configure this high availability link between them. So if this EVT want to go, if EVT want to connect through, for example, internet, we'll take this bus, and if it want to go to the LTE, you'll take this bus too. So, and also for this EVT appliance as the same. So let's configure that. So we go to the deployment. I already configured this actually, and I'm just show you how you going to configure this. It's very simple. You go to the orchestrator. Uh, Let me log in. Okay, you go to EV2 and click deploy. After you land here, you need to click this. This was clicked. So after you click it, you go through process where you choose from here. You choose your beer, and then you choose which interface you want to use, and you will adjust the boost and the you will adjust also the license for the inbound and outbound and for the boost. So you need to go here too in the EVT, especially for the boost. If you configure boost, you need to re-edit the this number. So after that, um, number two, changing the site for EVT, ECV and EC2 and ECV3. Okay, also changing the side, meaning in this technology, if you have two deployment in the same side, they're also going to build tunnel between them unless you configure them as they are in the same side. How you do that? You give them the same name, so they by looking at their name, they will say we're in the same building or in the same side. We don't need to build tunnel between each other, and and I'll show you how you're gonna do it. So it's very simple. You go to the orchestrator, and then you go for EV2 first, and go system information, and then you go system settings, and then you give it a name. You give it a site name. You say, for example, for this one, you'll say Mumbai. I believe this Mumbai. Let me see why does not have it. Hold on. Yeah, you say Mumbai, and you click OK, save, and you go to the other appliance that you want to have the same name. You go to the system settings and site name Mumbai. So this way the tunnel is not going to be formed. Hit OK. This way the tunnel not going to be formed between these appliances. After that, we want to configure the VLRB between EV2 and EV3 in our deployment here. So the LAN, if for redundancy for the gateway in the LAN side. So how you configure that is very simple too. I'll show you just in a minute how you configure that. To configure that, you need to go to the orchestrator. I'm already opening it actually. No, this is not it. You select both of the appliance that you want to build VRB between them, and then you go to configuration network and you go to the VRB. After you came here, you hit in this edit, and then after you hit in the edit, you add VRB. This line will show up. So after that, you put the group ID, the interface, the state. The state is because it's running, you cannot edit it, but when you add it, this state's not saying anything. So now the EVR ECV2 is a master and the other one is a slave. So but in this just in this case, because they are running an app, so you will put the virtual IB. It's one of the IB in the subnet. You give it and then you assign it at the gateway for your LAN. So the important thing is preemption and also priority. Preemption mean if it's come up again, if it's a master right now, if it's lose connectivity for some reason and come back up, it will take the master role because you give it preemption order. And the priority, the highest one, the one that's going to be the master. And then for the other one, also same thing. But we need the ECV2 to be the master all the time. That's why we give it a high priority with preemption order, so it will always be the master. So after that, going forward, um, here we'll see the deployment. We'll see that observe state of ECV and ECV2 and 3. Okay, here we want to see the state of the deployment. We'll go the orchestrator and select both of these appliances and go to administration. I believe administration deployment. Hold on. We'll go to configuration, network, and deployment. Deployment here. Okay, and then after you came here, there's a summary. You need to see the details. So from the details, if you click order by HA link, you will see here between these two appliances on the HA link, that is new VLAN have been created by the appliance between them for redundancy purpose. You see here 1, 2, which we configured on ECV3. You see now it has subnet and also 102 and 101 subnet have been built between them, and this is automatically have been built. In the top left, click details button. For ECV2 and ECV3, click refresh. If needed, it might take a minute or two for VLAN to get built. click the header of the HA interface column twice, sort the interface by HA status, you might need to scroll the browser window to the far right to see this column. In the interface column that shows that VLAN interface have been automatically configured for ECV2 and ECV3, VLAN 100, 101 and 102 are used in example 1.102 on ECV2. One VLAN is used for each one interface but through tunnel. Both ECV2 and ECV3 show an interface with MPLS, LTE, and Internet label when making use of the physical WAN 0 and WAN 1 connecting, and the other making use of HA connection, W2, 102 and 101 and 100. Remember that all the ECV has a physical connection to the MPLS network, even though ECV3 show MPLS 1 on the 102 interface. This is because logical connection has been created across the HA link, so ECV3 can access MPLS through ECV2. Similar connection have been made for ECV3 can access the internet and LTE on ECV3. What this is saying is that in the deployment here, you see, for example, ECV2 doesn't have connection to LTE or internet, but if you go after building the HA the HA link between them, now ECV2 has access to the internet and LTE through the high availability link, and vice versa. ECV3 has a connection to the MPLS through the HA link. That's what it's saying here. On the orchestrator interface table configuration network interface, on orchestrator open interface table, this will show you the logical table. If you go here, configuration network interface, if you go to the interfaces and hit on dynamic, you'll see there is dynamic interface has been created dynamically by the appliance, which is like WA2, 101 and 100 and 102. These are built dynamically to support the use of HA link, and they build um, for every link. There are three of them because we have a three connection connecting to the. We have a three connection. We have a three link actual physical link. That's why I believe we have a three VLAN have been created through this to map between these physical link. Observe tunnel formatation, formatation from orchestrator open configuration network tunnel. If you want to see the tunnel, you will go to configuration network. Tunnels is here. Underlay tunnels. This will show you the underlay tunnel that's been created, which is like IPsec, what you do in earlier days between Cisco router. Uh, so you'll see, for example, from ECV3 to ECV4 through MPLS1, and you'll see connections through all these links that we have. We build dynamic tunnel by the appliance. Sort on local IP port by clicking local IP port. Let me see, what is that? Local IP port. Not all the tunnel was 100.254 1x IP address at the top. These are a tunnel built across the HA interface to make machine across the network, but they are reachable via the over the HA appliance one interface and are terminated on the local HA interface IP address. Also note the remote port IP port column to the right is showing there where the remote is end of the tunnel are being terminated. Examine your topology diagram. You will see these are one interface IP address on the other appliance. So I'm going to stop here and I'll pick um, and I'll explain this again the next time, and I'll start um, going forward. Thank you for watching and have a good day.